Hi YouTube. I've got a really interesting product today to show you guys. This is the Bidet by Bemis. It's a bidet system. It's a toilet seat, and this one happens to be the BB-500. And I was really happy with this. I've got three of these installed at my home. This is the third one, so I did the installation of the other two. We used it for a couple of days, and before I installed the third one, I wanted to make this video and share it with you guys because I think this is a pretty neat seat. If you are in the market for um, you know a seat that is budget friendly but will give you all the bells and whistles that you expect, I think this is a good deal out there. So anyway, so this is a bio bidet, and you can see there are some features. So it has the dual nozzle rear and front wash, so the male female, and then you also have the warm air dryer with this one. I believe they sell a BB-500, which is not 550, and that one has everything except the air dryer. And I think it's worth the money, for that air dryer, because otherwise you still end up using toilet paper. And if you have a dryer in there, you eliminate the toilet paper altogether. So in my mind, picking up the 550 makes a lot of sense. It also has a nightlight, which works really great. And it has a self-cleaning nozzle, as you can see here, which is great. You don't want the area to be unhygienic, so that's great. Then it has an adjustable warm water, and this is so good. So you actually get, especially if you are living in a northern climate and you have cold water coming out of your normal toilet, then you will basically have you know warm water, which is great. And it also has an adjustable heated seat, right? So you no longer have to deal with the cold seat, which invites you in the morning or whatever you end up using the bathroom. This one is really, really good. My daughter especially loves this fact that it has a heated seat, and this is all adjustable. I'll talk about that when I take this out of the box. It has a slow close lid as well, and this works great. And it has a low profile design, so we'll see what that really means. It's not as bulky as some of the other units out there in the market. It does require an outlet though, so this is something you need to keep in mind. This is a powered unit, and so you'll need a power source close by. I actually had to install some outlets near my toilet so I could get this hooked up. So anyway, obviously toilets come in two types, right? So you have the elongated version and there's a more rounded type. So before you pick this up, make sure that this is compatible with your toilet. So you do want this, to be long. In my case, it was elongated, and that's what I got this, and it works great for me. But if you have a different type of toilet, you want to make sure that it's compatible. So it's got a T-valve already built in, and you will see, how that's used. I'll show the installation of this as well in this video. Then you have two bolts in here, two rubber anchors. This is great. I've never seen this type of an anchor before in the toilet, and I'll show you how that is great. You have two butterfly nuts as well. In my application, I don't think we need these. So anyway, they supply you with two butterfly nuts as well. Two bolt guides, we'll see that in a minute. There's a catch plate, installation template, and a bidet hose. And this is basically how this installation is going to work. But I'll show you in the video how that installation really works. And there are some videos, that the manufacturer has with this QR code as well. But hopefully you won't need that, if you're watching this video. So it's got a seat sensor as well. So, you can see that it prevents accidental sprays if nobody's sitting on it. And that works great. So yeah, I think it's a good deal. So let me take this out of the box and show you what it contains. Okay, so I've taken out everything from the box, and as you can see, it's got this you know quick guide, which I think is handy because the family will probably need it to look up the controls early on before they're getting used to it. And they have this laminated, so that's great. So you can keep it in the bathroom for a little while at least, and then I have this actually pasted against the wall. So this works great. And then you have the deck of documentation that comes with it. There's a user manual. There's also some registration cards and stuff like that. And then it also has all the attachments and parts that you'll need to get the installation done. Everything is in here, so you will probably not need to purchase anything separately. They provide almost everything in the box. Of course, you got to have your own tools to do the installation, but that's about it. And then here's the actual seat itself. So as I said earlier, This is a powered unit, so it comes with a 4 feet power cord already built into it. And if I show you the inside, this is what it looks like on the inside. So you can see there is this whole seat, it has a sensor built into it, and it will prevent accidents. So that's great. And what I also like is that the whole thing is slow close, right? So it won't necessarily close on you, or you know um, do it violently. So anyway, here on this side is where the actual controls are. So you see here, this is where the water out, the inlet is, right? So this thing has a heated water. So basically the water goes in here. The water gets heated up inside. There's obviously there's a space cavity here that holds that water, and then it heats it up, and then the jet comes out. So that's how you get the warm water. And here is the actual control that you'll be using, right? So for the female, this is the front wash, and then this is the rear end. That's all you need to do. The controls are pretty simple. And then if you want this dryer feature to kick in, which is the warm air blowing, all you do is press this button, right? So that gets the warm air flowing. On the other side, if I show you, there are some controls here as well. It's actually pretty simple. There's not a lot of controls, but does the job pretty effectively. So this button will get the temperature of the seat regulated. Okay, so as you keep pressing this, right, so it'll obviously warm up even more or make it a bit cooler, and then whatever temperature suits you, you can keep it there. There is an LED here that lights up. When I get this installation done, you'll see it. And then this is going to control the temperature of the water, right? So that's great as well. And if you ever have to take this out, the seat, they have provided you with this button, and if you press it, the latch here that gets installed, it unhooks, and then you can take out the seat. That's what this thing is for. It's just a button to release the seat. So anyway, that's really it as far as the seat's concerned. So yeah, it is going to give you a warm seat to sit on, which is great. Has the male female cleaning. It has a self cleaning nozzle, and also shoots out warm water. So for me, this is pretty much it that you need in a good bidet system, and this thing seems to deliver at a good price point. So I picked this up for about I bought this at Costco online actually, and I think I got this for about $150, $160 somewhere there. If you go to Amazon, the same model is being retailing for about $250 or so. There's a deal going on right now. So anyway, you can look that up. The pricing will be under 300. That's for sure. And I think this thing comes in 3 versions. So there's the 550, which is what I have here, that has the warm air blowing. The 500, like I said earlier, which is only going to give you the warm water, all that good stuff, except the warm air. And there's also a slim design, which is non-electrified, so there's no power cord in there, and all that'll do is shoot out cold water, right? So because it has no water tank, no temperature adjustment, no nothing like that. So that's the cheapest. I think that one sells for about $75-$80. But for me, this is really a good purchase. Okay, so next step, let's get this thing installed and show you how this installation works and how it operates. Okay, so this is the bathroom we are going to get this seat installed in. And as you can see, I have a handheld sprayer installed at the moment. And, this thing typically will have these footprints. So I have a little, normally you wouldn't have this T-valve. I need this for the hand sprayer. But normally you'll have your main water outlet, inlet. And this thing is going to go in directly into your cistern, into your tank. And normally you won't see this, but these guys have actually provided you with a T-valve in the unit, which I'll show you in a moment. And so for getting the installation done, I have to unhook everything. In your case, if you don't have anything installed, you'll normally just have this hose coming in and installed right here. So that's all you need to do. So before you start the installation, you have to shut off the main power source, the water source. So in my case, I'm going to turn this off, and we are going to actually turn this and get all the water in your tank emptied out. So at this point, I should have nothing in there left. And I have shut this off too, so it's not filling out. So it's important that you have no water in here when you get the installation done, and you have shut this off as well. What I also recommend before you start the installation is to take like a milk can or some tool or some vessel like this. This was a milk can that I had, which I cut off, and I'm going to place it here, so in case there's any kind of water dripping, I can catch it instantly, right? So this is handy. But now, next step, I'm going to get this T-valve removed. I'm not sure if you have this in your home. If you have it, then you'll need to do that. Otherwise, all you need to do is take this thing off from the tank. That's all you need to do as the first step. Okay, so after the whole thing is removed, as you can see, it's out here. Remove the whole thing. This was the T-joint that was connected. So I have this removed as well. And if you do not have any of these kind of attachments already in your bathroom, in your toilet, then all you did is unhook this. I used pliers like this in case this is really jammed. In my case, it was pretty easy to do. But yeah, I have this turned off. Remember, so all this is your next situation. And so the next step now would be to actually get the seat removed, which I'll do in a moment. That should be pretty easy to do. Okay, so to get the existing seat out, if you have a similar model, all you'll do is take off these tabs, and you'll see there are these screws. So you're going to poke in a screwdriver in there, and down below here, you will have these nuts, which you're going to unscrew. And so there are two of these on either end, and the whole seat should come out pretty easy. Okay, so as you can see, my toilet seat is out. I have cleaned out everything, and so this is really ready for install. Now, what comes out of the packet, in terms of all the parts that you're going to get, here's the T connector I was talking about. This is going to go under your tank here, which we will show in a moment. And then you'll get these couple of screws, and there's also going to be these rubber, attachments, which I'll show you in a minute how to install. These two you will not need. So there are two ways to get this installed. Either you're going to use this and this, or you're going to use this and this. So in my case, I'm going to be using these, and so this makes this, something which you're lying around. If you prefer to just not use this and use this with this, you can do that too. So there are two ways to get this installed, I guess. The manual doesn't say that. I figured that out. I think that's the only logical reasoning I get why they have given you these two. Depends on how you want to get this installed. And then you also get these couple of metal pieces and plastic pieces. They actually go on top of each other. I'll show you that in a moment. And then you get this hose which connects the whole thing from your water inlet onto the main seat itself. So that's the hose that connects everything. Word of caution, there are a couple of washers here on either end. These washers have a tendency to fall off. So I would suggest that before you get this installed, you make sure that the washers are in there, these black rubber washers. Because if you don't have these and it accidentally drop in the box or something, your toilet is going to leak. So it's very important that you make sure those washers are taken care of. What they don't supply you is a Teflon tape. So I have this with me, so I'm going to be using this anytime you're going to do attachments with using, involving water. You want this Teflon tape attached so you get a good seal. And then you get this plate, which I'll show you, that goes on here that the toilet seat is attached to. And you also get a little template, which allows you to, get the fitting just right as far as the seat is concerned. So yeah, these are all the parts you get. So next step, let's get the installation going. So for the install, all I'm going to do is take one of these and put this in the hole. It's going to go in as much as you can push it in there. It's probably going that much by your bare hands. And then the other one as well. And then all you do is take one of these screws, screw them in a little bit, and then just push this in. So you get this, seated in just right. There. So now I can take this out And hopefully you can see I have this flush, and it's nicely seated in. The same thing I got to do here. So I'm going to, push this in a little bit, or screw it in, not all the way, just a little bit, and then push it in slowly. And then you'll see that it's going in. And then once it has seated, come on, um, that's all you need. Oops, a little too much. So here we go. So now I have both of these seated nicely, and on to the next step. So the next step is to attach this plate. If you notice, this plate has one end which has a little lip, and the other one is flat. So the one with the lip is the direction this thing goes in. On the other side, you can see there's a little rubber pad on either side that makes for a good fit. And so anyway, so this is how you want this installed. So take this, place it right about there. Don't worry about it too much. You're going to get the template to size everything. I would place it somewhere in the middle, just to get things rolling. And so now the plate is there. Next step, you're going to take these plastic and metal parts. So all you need to do is put them in like so. And so they go in like that. Okay. So once you have this, the metal part is what will go above. So, and there are some teeth here. You can probably hear them. So that's how you want this seated, right on top, right about there. And the same thing we're going to do with the other one as well. So we take this and place it on top like that, and place it somewhat like that. I'm not too worried about the placement. I'm just trying to get this in the middle somewhere, something like that, and I'm good to go. So the next step is now to get this in here. We're not going to screw it in too much, just a couple turns to get this to stay, and we will be using the template to get this installed properly. Okay, so anyway, so this is how it's going to go in. I'm obviously going to screw it in once I'm satisfied, but that's all you need to do here. But you know what, I'm going to take a pause here. We're going to get the installation completed here with the T-valve, because I think it will be a little difficult to access this once I get the seat installed on here. So I'm going to get to that, and we'll come back and finish off the seat. Okay, so for this next step, we are going to install this T-connector that comes with the unit right here. And so to do that, I want a Teflon tape here so I get a good seal. So to do that, all I need to do is use one of these Teflon tapes, and it'll help you get a good seal. So it's pretty easy to do. I'll just wrap it around and then tighten that in. Let me do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now you can see I got the Teflon tape, installed on top. I'm going to use this T connector to simply, go on there and tighten this up. Okay, so as you can see, we have this T connector installed now, and it's connected to the main water outlet, and it's all, connected and sealed. So next step is to actually get the seat installed, and we'll hook up the the water hose to the seat. Okay, so to get the seat adjusted correctly, we'll need to now use the available template that has been given, and I'll show you how to use that. So as you can see, I have the template supplied to us placed right on this plate, and you want this installed so that you see a little bit of a lip here from the main toilet seat itself. So you don't want it right at the edge, maybe right about there, and you want to check on the sides as well. And it looks like the profile is about right, and I am happy with this. And I will next, screw this in and slide the actual seat. Okay, so now as you can see, the plate is ready to go. On this side of the seat, you'll see this sliding, piece here. which is going to slide right in there. So you'll just have to feel this out when you install it. Pretty simple to do, hard to do with one hand. So I'll slide this in. So I'll be back. I have it lined up now, and all I need to do is push this in. There we go, and I should hear a click there. So it's more like a thud, but it's now fully installed. So if I open up the seat now, I don't want to see this. This part should be a little bit, on this side. It shouldn't. I should see a little bit of a lip here. That's ideal. But yeah, so the seat is now all ready to use. But of course, we'll have to hook up the water pipe. So let me do that next. Remember, you do have to apply the Teflon tape everywhere. They don't supply it. You'll have to have this on your own. Okay, so I have applied the Teflon tape, as you can see over here, and I have a Teflon tape applied here as well. So I'll now take off these plastic pieces that are there. They're just for protection. You don't actually use these guys here. So I'm going to put this aside. The same thing on the other side. And this part here, the one with the curve, is what goes in here. Okay, so I'm going to install this straight piece right here. So let me do that. And let me do that. It's hard to film and install, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this piece now tightened up. I'm using these pliers, by the way, to get this loosened up or tightened up. And the next thing is to install this right here. So let me do that next, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now all the piping is now all installed, as you can see. It did leak a little bit here, but usually it's a question of tightening it all up. So if it does leak as you're installing it, don't panic. It's typically a question of tightening it a bit, and usually the leakage will go away. Obviously, this is a new unit, so it will have all the new washers, so this should work great. Like I said, it's a question of tightening it up. So the next step now is to actually connect it to a power source. In my case, I don't have anything here, but I have actually created an outlet right here, drawing power from up there. So you'll need to find, if normally you would need an outlet somewhere close by, because this wire is about 4 feet in length. But if you need a little bit more, you can use an extension cord to get it connected to wherever your power source is. Hopefully you have it nearby your toilet area. Okay, so clearly my cord isn't going to reach there. So to finish this demo, I'm going to use a power strip. This is obviously not a permanent arrangement. I'll need to get something more sturdy than this installed here. But you will basically need to get it connected to a power cord. And at this point, our installation is pretty much over. And as you can see here, it's ready to go. So if I turn off the light, you can see here that it's going to be illuminated, the toilet itself. And you also get your actual knob that controls the wash illuminated as well, which is great at night. So this works great. So I'm going to show you this installed in another bathroom where the installation is finished, and you hopefully get a sense of, okay, what else can this look like. Okay, so this is one of the other bathrooms we have where I have this bidet system installed. Here you can see the power cord actually reaches the wall outlet. I also have the quick controls, pasted against the wall for reference. But it's really easy to use, So all you need to do is sit on it, and here are your controls that control the nozzle that comes out from right here, and this is where the blower starts working. So even if I do press this, you can see it doesn't start operating because it has a sensor built in right here. So since nobody's sitting on it, it won't actually start off. So so that's where the warm air comes out, and that's where the nozzles come out, both of them, to clean your business area. And like I showed you earlier, There are a couple of these controls on this side which help regulate the temperature, and you can switch them off if you want, like that. This is for the seat warmer, and so I have this on. This is the next level. This is the, obviously switched off, so you can, cycle through. Same thing with the water, so you can make it extra warm, or switch it off so cold water comes out, and it works great. So I would like to set this up over here, but yeah, it's pretty easy to use, fairly intuitive. Another question that might pop up in your mind is, if there's a power failure, does this unit work? Yeah, it'll continue to work even with a power failure, except your water is not going to be warmed up, or your seat is not going to be warmed up. That's the only caveat. But you will still be able to use the toilet itself. So anyway, that's my review on this Bio Bidet. I'm pretty satisfied with this purchase. This is not a sponsored video, but I really liked it, and thought I'll share this with you in case you're looking for something, in that under $200, $250 mark. This is a pretty good deal. Anyway, if you like the video, please do subscribe to the channel, and like and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.